So we'll go in and we'll check out somewhere. But maybe where I will start is, well, first of all, they get the question a lot of times, so what does Adilas do? And they have this joke about, did you bring a lunch? Because there's so much that Adilas does. And essentially, maybe a better question would be, what doesn't it do? Like, what are my limitations? That'd be probably an easier question to start with. Probably not exactly where you want to start. But I'm going to come in here just really quick because when I first had my first training in Adilas, I loved this map. So this is just one of the interfaces that you can choose that comes with Adilas right when you get it. There's 3 different interfaces. This is basically just an interactive map, so you can click on buttons and go to different places around Adilas. But Adilas, as it says, the acronym stands for All Data is Live and Searchable. It stores data, it tracks data, it retrieves data. Anything you want to do with data, anything you want to track, Adilas really excels at. And James has arrived. Welcome, James. We're just we're a little bit of an intro to Adilas. So basically, whatever you want to do, and I mean, so many people have varied interests. Right now, I feel like, just to give an introduction, I feel like I should be really broad because I don't have a focus necessarily. But I mean, people use it for retail, people use it for tracking their customers, people use it for doing their accounting, and people use it for scheduling, or et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So one nice thing about the map is it's just a small visual presentation, I guess, of what can Adilas do? What are my options? So I think your flyer with the Adilas map, is it in
down.
here?
Yep. So go down, there's a little link right there below the map. Scroll up just a little bit higher and click on. Yep.
That one. Okay.
And then just hit plus. Hit one time. There you go.
Okay, so perfect. They have this flyer, which I actually think is a helpful flyer. It actually says a lot. So basically, for a lot of businesses, you want certain things like this. You need to accomplish tasks in businesses, obviously, right? You have a business so that you can make revenue, but to do that, you have to sell things to people, or you have to have different relationships, or you have to track things. So these are just some business functions that businesses will need. Like, they need a point of sales. If you're selling things to someone, you'll need a point of sale system. You'll need to manage your customers in a lot of varied industries, or you'll need to track your expenses, or you'll need to know what's happened, your histories and reports, and you'll need to do accounting. Everyone has to account for what's going on, or maybe you're doing payroll and time cards. And I like this because it shows again on the map, like, okay, to do this, here are the tools that you'll be using. We were talking a little bit about tools earlier. So to manage your customers, if we're managing customer relationships, here's some tools within Adilas that you'll be using. In a graphical format, it shows you'll need customers, and you'll need the shopping cart, because that's how we'll track those from our inventory or from our services, whatever we're giving them. Or we'll schedule them, and we'll track everything that they owe us, et cetera, et cetera. So this is these are some of the tools you'll be using to do your customer relationship management. And then at the bottom, it basically expresses Adilas.biz, you get it all. This is what the package comes with. This is what it's like when you're there. No.
So
I see. I'm in my tab. I'll just look.
So you're in the tabs.
So it wasn't on that one. So yes, when you get Adilas, it's all of this, and it's basically whatever you want to use. So I found that the most helpful thing for me when getting into Adilas is to have some kind of focus or idea, because you could go anywhere. Honestly, it's like the squirrel, squirrel. I mean, you can just do whatever. So it's really nice to have some kind of a focus or some kind of a goal that you want to achieve. So even with our database we were creating before, possibly you wanted to track all of your climbers, or if that's what you were doing, you were creating a database of climbers and you were tracking what they did. Maybe that's something we would want to track. It's not necessarily a business, but maybe you would track it out of just interest or various things. So then we would go in, and the nice thing about Adilas is already it's customizable to have its own look and feel. So it's called customers here, but we could go into a setting, a corp-wide setting, which means that it cascades through the entire corporation that we set up. If we were setting up a climbing corporation, and we could call them climbers. So when I came in, instead of coming here and looking for, what do they call theirs?
Client.
Client. There they have it. They have theirs as clients. So ours would be climbers. And we could just go find climbers, and it's great that it's searchable. And you can change the colors, and they have their own little logo. So already when you get in, it feels a little bit more like it's yours. So anyhow, you could go a lot of different ways. We could have clicked there. I shouldn't add climbers here because this is an antique shop. But
just for fun, why don't you actually hit log out for just a minute, and I'll send you in one that you can totally play with, okay?
do you want me to switch the court? Or
I don't think this
is
one's
not in
assigned
demo?
to the demo mode.
Okay.
Do capital G, yes, G-U-E-S-T, then 1, 2, 3, 4. And go ahead and go down to your corp-wide settings. Why don't you change your, if you want to use the map, go to your chooser.
Oh, I'm fine with this too, but well, maybe the map would be nice for right now.
Hang on. Go back.
Do you want me to set it as my default?
Yeah, set that as your default. Okay, now anytime you click your home link, you will be on the map. Like you can just flip-flop your interface. Why don't you go over to settings, just for a second. So you
on here?
Yep.
Okay.
And go up to, yep, perfect.
Edit the corp-wide settings. Okay, so we are going to call climber.
Correct. So go ahead and just show them how you can actually cascade some of those settings.
Yeah, okay, so right here, they're called customers currently, but I'm just going to scratch that out. I'm going to call them climbers, and we'll climber.
I would leave some of the rest of that. I
Yeah,
just want
we
to
aren't
show
going
them.
to need any of that. So they'll be called climbers, is basically what we went and changed just that.
Yeah, so these are just the kind of the settings for that world, like what is it going to be like?
You can customize other things. For instance, they're working on a project to track runners for the Bear 100. So they aren't going to use the tax ID number. So instead of tax ID, they put what aid station they're at. Maybe if we were actually doing this for our climbers, instead we don't need their tax ID numbers. So we would use something like their skill level, or we would track something like that right on their customer log. We can also track a lot of things with FlexGrid. Essentially, we could make our own database of anything we wanted to track about our customers, but we'll just do this for right now. We'll go add a customer just to get a little bit in Adilas. Let's go back home.
Let's see you add one called Tony Morgan as a climber.
So right here you see it already changed to climber. So we're going to go new. We want to add a new climber. And I'll just search really quick. And as you search, so you don't duplicate, which is really nice. So we're going to add a new climber. We're just going to put it in right here. Tony Morgan, like that.
You will have to select the type at the top.
Oh yes, sorry. So normal.
So this is dynamic. You can build that as well, like if you wanted to put sport, aid, trad, etc., etc. Okay, like, that's all dynamic with that.
Yeah. Which that really is one of the greatest assets about it. It's so flexible, and even as it is, it's very customizable. And obviously, they're moving to the next level of what do you want. They have this phrase, "You dream it up, we'll wire it up." So basically, we have the engine, we have the power behind it, but what do you want it to look like? What are you specifically trying to do? What steps do you need to cut out? But everything's there to do what you want to do. So we're going to say you live at 1010 Wilderness Wonder Lane. So that's a good place to live. Give us a real address in Logan. And I mean, you have to have a zip, but
Switch that UT to state. Put it in the camera.
oh, thanks. Whoa. I must have hit something
Slip back.
on your...
Put search
We're going to
in.
try that again.
Cool. And say,
We logged out somehow. I must have something. I'm not sure exactly what it was.
You probably hit your Alt and back button, which is like a browser back button.
Is it 341?
Yeah, that's fine. It doesn't matter.
Exactly. It's not a real address anyway, right?
Uh-huh.
So you would want to put in all the information you want for your climbers, and just like we were saying here, it looks like they've already changed this for another industry was in here playing, but you could put this as skill level or something because then you could search them by that as well. So if you, I can show you this later. Maybe let's just pretend that was a skill level. So if you wanted to go 5.11. So then we would just, okay, so you're male. We're going to add you as a climber. So now you're in there as a climber. There's a lot of great things we can do now for our idea of what we were trying to track in our database before. We could make logs of all the notes that you made or progress or experiences you were having with either trad routes or sport routes, and that would be really easy. You just come right here and you just add a new log entry. You can select what it is or whatever you're trying to do. And this is, I love how, in this, so you can already actually see, kind of cascaded through the system. So this is our add edit climber log. It already says that. This is my climbing log. So each person could get on and log it themselves. Hey, today I climbed this. Da, 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 da. It was really great. You could even have it as a climbing forum. I mean, there's so much adaptability to the system. But I'm going to actually go back just one really quick right here. And just show one other thing really quick. So we were talking about before we put in that little climber level, right? So you could go in and we put you as a 511C+, but because we put that in your climber field in something already, we could just search it like that. So if I put in, hey, I want to know all my climbers with a 511, it's going to bring back anyone that I put a 511 in their type. So it's incredibly searchable. I mean, if we had more, it would bring up all the 511s. Or maybe you wanted, I just want people that are 513 and above, or you could scale that different ways. But there's just a lot of flexibility. There's a lot of options. You can add logs, so you can go in. One thing that I was talking about as well with creating a database, you wanted to track things. There's this element called FlexGrid, which is essentially like creating your own database on top of what's already existing. So anything custom you want to track or anything that's moving or changing, you would FlexGrid. And you could track all sorts of things through FlexGrid.
Why don't you click on FlexGrid for a second, and then click on the little button that says Manage Custom Fields. Let's scroll down to Climber.
We're up here, sorry.
Great. Click on Other One for just a second. And just for fun, just so you can kind of see how you can build your own database on the fly, why don't you scratch out Other One and then call it Climb. Okay, and then leave that open entry and say Edit the Field. Okay, there at the top, click on the top. We're gonna actually add another one. We're gonna say Main Application Type, turn it to Climber. We're gonna be adding some new records.
Oh, yeah.
So go ahead and go Climber and go Rating, and say add that field. Go ahead and add that. We're going to do one more. Go to Climber again. And so we have climb, rating. Let's put location.
Sounds good.
Okay. And so basically, this is just an open entry field, but you could dynamically create your own drop downs. You could do a bunch of different things. So watch this. Go up to the Climber at the top there. Way up at the top of quick search, and just put in TON. Pardon, Tony. Okay, find Tony Morgan.
So we've got you right there.
Go to this log. And come down, say, add new FlexGrid tie-in. Yes.
So we're going to add a new FlexGrid for you.
Scroll down. Okay, and right there where it says climb, put oboe. Rating
That was
is
a 512
C.
C.
12B.
B. Okay, 512B.
And then this is Logan Canyon, China Wall. Okay, scroll down to the bottom. Put some little notes in there for him, just if you want. Working on this is a process.
Any other notes?
Not really. No.
It's hard.
All weather is the best time to climb.
It's actually getting kind of chilly this last weekend.
It is getting a little cold. It is getting a little cold.
Cool.
Okay.
So check this out. You now have Tony's record, but you've now added in climb, rating, and location to Tony's record. Why don't you add another one just for
Yeah, I
fun?
was just going to say,
tell
you
us
can
another cool one that
add all you want. So, what's another climb?
Colossus.
Is that how you spell Colossus?
I believe
I can't
so.
remember how you spell Colossus. Okay, it's a rating there.
It is a 10C, 510C.
Okay, and is this in Logan Canyon as well?
Bath Rock in the City of Rocks.
City of Rocks, yeah, we know that well. Love City of Rocks. Okay, Bath Rocks, City of Rocks, nice. Add time. Let's maybe get one more. Then we'll search some. One more climb.
Babylicious.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
10D. It's a random one. It's a made-up word.
I know. I'm trying to think how they spell it. Babylicious.
I think they use an SH instead of Z, but who cares? It's a 10D,
Okay. 5, 10.
and that is at
Logan Canyon,
Betagraph.
Beta.
Best 10 in the canyon.
Star, star, star. Yeah, you could put fields like that, or other things if you wanted to have a special rating. You could have people rate it. You can even have a drop-down rating if you wanted. Hey, is this a 1 to 5 stars on this? And you could track all of that you wanted. Okay, so I didn't put any notes on those.
It's
I
fine.
could go back. Well, here's what we could do. We'll edit it. We're going to edit Babylicious because we are going to add a note here.
Favorite 10 in the canyon.
This is favorite 10 in the canyon. How did you feel about your Bath Rock climb? I don't remember what it's called right now.
Oh,
So we edited that, so now there's notes. So we had put it in, but we can go back, we can edit it. So that was a really fun one. Anything you want to say about that?
Epic Dino at the top.
Epic Dino.
It actually ends in a cave or like kind of
Great
right out of-
view.
Yeah, there's a big wecco you stand up on, and then you've got a ledge up to a sloper, and this is where I dinoed from the crimper up to this other kind of a jug up, and then you pull the root or pull up on top, and then it's just a short thing.
That's why he's climbing 512s and I climb 5'9". Okay.
Oh, nice.
All right. So we've got all this, we're logging it, et cetera, et cetera. So we're back, and you could potentially have so many other climbers in here that are inputting it. You could have things logged, but maybe we wanted to come, since we know it's in our Flex Grid, we already created this own database for ourselves to track these things. I'm going to come to my Flex Grid, and I could even put in faves. Like, what are the faves? And everyone that had put, this is my favorite this, it searched that in the notes. So, hey, got a list of favorite climbs. You know what? I'm going to check that one out today. Or you could use it any way you wanted. So we're back in Flex Grid. You could say, what are some good climbs in Logan Canyon? So then it's going to bring up all my Logan Canyon. So you can just search it any way you want. Really, when I was first going through Flex Grid, the part that was important to me, these are under climbers, right? We tied the Flex Grid to the climbers. You just have to know where your pieces are, which is not difficult. If you made up this customized thing, you know that's going to be in my Flex Grid. So when you're searching for it, you're searching in your Flex Grid. And then you can get wherever you want really fast. So there are my Logan Canyon climbs that I've accomplished. Or,
Okay, so quick question
yeah.
with Flex Grid. If I had things that weren't climbers, like other Flex Grids that had Logan in them, they would show up here as well when you search Logan, right?
It depends. Like if you use the quick search, which is the top, okay, it'll search multiple fields at a time. If you wanted to really narrow this down, you would go to the FlexScript homepage.
And let me see if I can go.
And then you would actually click, come down to the bottom where the main dark line is, click on Climber,
So you can
so then
search.
hit Submit, and now you can detail it down so it'll come a little bit low.
Okay. So that search bar is kind of like the Google search bar, where it's like it searches all the fields and where
The one thing that's different between a Google and Adilas is Adilas literally is looking for a physical string, whereas Google you could type in blah 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 and it tries to like mix and match your results. We don't do that inside of Adilas. If you wanted to put Logan Canyon, it would literally look for the word Logan Canyon, not Logan or Fremont Canyon or anything like that. Like it literally looks for that string. It's just how it works. But that's kind of like the little mini Google within the Atlas thing.
Okay. This is me pulling the dino
He's got a
on
picture.
Colossus.
Whoa, nice.
Actually, nice. That's good. So check this out. We could actually, just for fun, why don't we actually add this photo to your thing. What let's do is let's actually go like this. Shannon, open up a new tab and send us where we need to go, and we'll actually grab it right here so we can kind of just demo it right on the screen. I know you can email it really quick and stuff, but just so we keep it straight and simple.
See if there's I can't copy the image URL. Let me see if I can. Photos.
So basically what we do is we're like, oh cool, guess what? Customers, which we virtually named as climbers, we said, hey, they often use a photo gallery, so what the heck, let's do it.
And we'll grab this one.
So could you put in a photo gallery per the climbs you locked?
So what it is it kind of depends on how you set
How you
things
set
up.
it up.
Okay.
Exactly.
Technically right now there are 12 main players.
Okay, here we go.
And we currently have 7 of those that actually have
Photo galleries.
photo gallery.
Okay.
Let's see. This is kind of a complicated URL. If you want, I can put it in there. I'm actually in.
In Atlas?
Uh-huh.
Perfect.
So let's see. Where do I go here?
Okay, so you're going to need to save it to your hard drive so that it can actually pull that file. So just do a save.
Save image. And
Then drop it in somewhere.
desktop.
Colossus. So check this out. Because you guys are both working on the same thing, he's going to basically virtually come in there. So he's going to jump in Atlas, and then just go find Tony once you get in there. So just go TON, and then select Climber. It didn't know what you were selecting, so you just have to say Climber. Okay. So here's all your different things, and then you go click on that little no image right there. Yep. And click on Browse, and then go to your desktop. Yep, if you want to, it's not required, but you can put in whatever you want. This will be awesome. Just a second, and then I'll have you refresh, okay? Perfect.
There you go.
Okay, so now if she hits refresh on her screen,
It should show up.
So we've got a picture of you already in there. So that's
Cool.
great.
Go ahead and
Load it
click
up.
on it.
We'll pull it up.
and
Pull it into a bigger gallery.
nice. So there's the cave
Nice.
coming out of the top of Colossus.
Nice. What side is this on?
This is on the east side,
So you have the side
West
the
side,
road's
west
on.
side.
It's on the opposite side from the road.
Okay.
west side. It's not the back where you climb up easy. It's the other. It's the far. I think it's the west side.
Yeah. Oh,
West
it's
side.
so if you have the big circle, you've got the road on this side. The place where you climb up's like over here. It's like right here.
Okay.
It's on that back
On
side
that
where all the
back side.
aspen trees are. On
Got
the
it.
side of the
Got it.
path.
Nice. Okay. Sweet. So and we've got a photo in there.
That was so scary. But it was awesome. There were these Argentinians, I think, over doing like these 12s and 13s over there on another part of it, and they were all clapping and cheering for me. I thought, awesome.
That's great.
That's super cool. Well, I think that was an awesome demonstration of a benefit of the web right there, okay? You had the file on your computer, she did not, but you're like, I'm right here, I'll just log it in. But it'll end up,
I've got it
especially
right there
if you guys were actually logged in under different usernames, it would actually attribute it saying, hey, Tony uploaded this one, but Shannon created this record, or Shannon created these record pieces, but it would say Tony created this photo. And so technically Shannon couldn't even overwrite that photo because she doesn't have access to that. All kind of deals with permissions. Okay? So that's perfect. That's perfect.
Yeah, that was great. Also, that was a great question too. So